Hello, hello. We are here for another set of SC Unfinished Business interviews. I'm joined by our wonderful Taylor and Isaiah from our live stream team, from our after show team, and everything else team, production, you name it, they're part of it. And tonight we're starting off with Steve Pickett, longtime volunteer, first time player. Steve, why don't you just say a little bit about yourself and we'll jump into some questions.
Okay. So I'm 66 years old. I live in Oklahoma in a small town just outside of Oklahoma City, and I'm a small business owner.
All right.
All right. Well, Steve, we'll jump right into these questions here. So you've been a longtime volunteer. So how did you originally hear about DWSC, SC? Like, what were your initial thoughts when you're like, survival challenge? What does that mean?
Well, and I know that this might give other people some ideas, but most people know anyway. It was kind of John and I's idea that started it up. So to us, it was just a good chance to be able to see what other people that we knew had been applying for Survivor or potentially applying for Survivor, to see and have a chance to play a game that would be as close as it could possibly be to Survivor. And so that's why, I've known John for years. So John and I just couldn't help but do something like this for anybody else,
Okay.
Well, what do you think, since you've obviously been around the DWSC and the SC family for quite a while, what are some funny and interesting stories of things that might have happened during your involvement with the event?
My gosh, that's a hardcore question right there, because I've seen a lot of things. But to be honest, just watching some of the players and seeing how their faces change when they start the next challenge, and it's like they walk out and they're there and they see it and it's like, you've got to be kidding me, this is what we've got to do. No. Watching that and seeing their experiences as they're going through it, and realizing they're not understanding exactly what it was all about to start with, and did I really put my foot in the door for making up and screwing up all this wonderful thoughts that I had about this game, so that's kind of some of the things I've seen.
And you get a really interesting perspective, because since you've volunteered with it, the show for so long, go into more detail of your thoughts and feelings when you first see the contestants arrive at the start of a new season. Like, go through your thoughts about them.
Well, again, kind of number one, what you first see is, did I really sign up for this? You've got to be kidding me, because we see what we see on TV. We see what we think the survival challenge is all about. You see videos of it and everything, but when you step out there and walk up that line of people there, and you look down that line of people and you say, oh my gosh, I am actually in this game. That is, to me, number one, is just watching their expression. And then the next day, or watching them that day as they start going through the challenges, and then they realize what they're really in for, and the way their demeanor changes, the way the camaraderie that actually happens between the players, because of, I don't know anybody, and all of a sudden here they're out there with somebody that they've never met, and the next thing you know, they're best friends, and they're trying to figure out, can I really cut their throat or not?
So again, like you said, you've been around for quite a while now with this game and this show. So what are some of the favorite memories from the seasons that you've been involved with? Were there any favorite challenges or anything like that in some of the seasons?
Well, I will have to tell you, and of course, again, this could probably be my demise, but anyway, some of these challenges I've actually built for SE. So any of those I would love. I'd love to be able to do, but any of them, I've had a hand in almost building everything that we've ever done, and they're always given a lot of thought, and they're so much fun, and we think they would be a great challenge for others. So I know they're going to be a great challenge for me as well. Even if I built it, it's still going to be a challenge. Just because you build it doesn't mean squat.
We're going to go a little out of order because we're talking about challenges. Are there any particular challenges which you hope to be able to participate in?
Well, actually, probably any of them. But the one that I really like the most, and again, that's because I built it, is the one I can't even remember what. Don't drop your balls or whatever that one is, John. I can't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but
Called some motion on Survivor, yes.
yeah. So that one right there, because I've done it at home, and I would really like to be competitive in it and see what it would like to be against other people.
Oh, I see. Okay, super. I was looking at the order that you went. Okay, all right. So, do you have any takeaways based on your involvement with DWSC that you've might have learned about yourself, or connections that you've made with other volunteers, players that you have met in the past, anything like that?
You know, it's kind of funny because working with everybody in SC it becomes kind of a second family. I mean, you just do. You know, you're out there building something that you are trying to set up for somebody else, and the camaraderie that you have there is undeniable. Now, playing in the game and watching the game, and to watch the camaraderie of those people, to me, is undeniable as well. I mean, when you see people at the end of the whole challenge, and they're hugging, they're just don't want to leave each other. It's and seeing how they have just drawn so much together, even if they were the first one out, all the way to the last one there, they just love each other, you know. And it's kind of neat to be able to see and have that experience, and watching it from the standpoint of being a volunteer. I mean, in some ways, it just almost brings tears to your eyes, you know, to see what happens with those people. And that's what I love the most, is just being able to see that this group of people has come together just because of some simple challenges, you know.
All
Or
right.
not so
Well,
simple.
or not so simple. That's true. Well, what are your thoughts as we get closer to SC Unfinished Business? Like, give us a little sneak peek behind the curtain of what's going on in your head as you have to now step into the shoes of a player.
Actually, nothing, because if I think about anything, I'll probably screw it all up.
Okay. Well, there's a bonus question. Now, I want you to give no explanation and just to the best of your knowledge, just what's one word that you can describe how you're going to go into this game or how you're going to play? Just one word, no explanation.
I'm going to play tough.
All right, we're here with Kathi Dubar, longtime SC DWSC volunteer, and we've got Taylor and Isaiah, who are going to lead us through the interview questions. So, Kathi, let us get started with you just saying a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kathi Dubar. I live in Woolwich, Maine. Fun fact, I've lived in Maine my entire life. Um, I am a retired naval architect. I'm currently working part-time back at the place I've worked actually my entire life, other than some summer jobs when I was going to school. I've worked there my entire life, and I am working there part-time, but next week will be my last week, and then I will be free to enjoy retirement at its fullest. So
Well,
that's it.
congratulations on that. That's exciting. And you get to do that by spending some time in the woods this summer. So
So I guess I should say that I love hiking, I love geocaching, I love horseback riding, and just love the outdoors. So
I love that. Well, tell us a little bit, Kathi. How did you originally hear about DWSC or Survival Challenge? And what were your initial thoughts that said, you know what, I want to go and check that out?
when Bob Crowley won Survivor, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I sent him a friend request on Facebook? And the time I didn't know any, Survivor contestants. So I was thrilled when he accepted my friend request. I thought, this is so cool. And then he put out a thing on Facebook to all of his friends that he was going to start doing this survival challenge event at his campground in Maine, and was wondering if anybody wanted to volunteer. So of course I stepped right up and I immediately said I would love to come and help. And so he's let me know where to meet and when, and I showed up, and I spent my entire summer, that first summer, helping to clear the property, set up challenges, and yeah, I was just thrilled to death. I was starstruck that I could actually go and meet Bob, and I've since, calmed down a little bit about meeting Survivor contestants. It's it's become sort of routine now, but yeah, I was all in.
Well, you've obviously been a part of the DWSC and the SC family for literally the entire time, basically. So, are there any funny or interesting stories that have happened during your involvement with the game?
Yeah, I think so. One that comes to mind is I started out first year being a check-in person for contestants as they came in, and I think it was in 2015 when Kobe Archer came and played. He was a late arrival, and so I was designated to take him into a building at Bob's house to check him in. And I'm very thorough. I'm a very thorough checker, and but because it was kind of sort of last minute, I was a little bit rushed. And just as he's leaving to picking up his stuff to leave, I suddenly remembered that I forgot to ask him to take off his shoes and socks. So I said, "Wait, wait, Kobe, one more thing. Take off your shoes and socks." And he goes, "Oh, you caught me." He says, "I got two pairs of socks on." So I had to take his extra pair of socks away from him, and he was heartbroken. And so it's funny that since then I've heard some feedback from some people who have been at Survival Challenge, particularly in Illinois, that I scared them, that I was like a little bit fanatical about my check-in um, routine. And they was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she's checking our pockets and she's checking our hat bands, and she's just over the top." so
I
so
love
I've got a reputation.
All right, well, let's talk more about, describe your thoughts or feelings when you see these contestants arrive at the start of a new season, and what they're about to experience. Because you've been here again since season 1, so you've seen a lot of different reactions. So how does that make you feel, and what are some ones that stick out?
I mean, I think I see them, sizing each other up, coming in and not really knowing what to expect. You can tell that they're just not quite sure what's going to happen, and they're looking each other over. But little do they know that, as production, we're looking them over and wondering, did we make a good choice when we, made our winner pick? So we're sizing them up too, but it's fun to watch them. And then as soon as the directions come out of what to do, they're all in game mode. You can see that they just go into it and full out, and it's fun to watch. I can't wait to be part of that this year. So
Uh, what are some of your favorite memories from seasons that you were involved in? That can be within production, that can be within, just the contestants themselves. And are there any favorite challenges that you like to spectate? That any challenge moments that you remember as well? What are some of your favorites there too?
um I think I really enjoyed working the first few years in Maine, and helping to bring that sort of that ideal into action, and make it happen. I think it's interesting that the first year that it started, I worked for the federal government, and that year was a year that they were trying to save money, so they cut everybody back to 32 hours a week, and associated, pay as well, and to save money. And it was a little was a little depressing to have to, you know, be cut back like that. So it was having the opportunity to work for the full summer in Durham, Maine, to put that thing together. So I worked there during my day off and the weekends, and it was therapeutic for me. I think my favorite challenge was one that I designed, was the maze. And I've spent hours on that thing. I used a maze generator to get started, but once I had a layout, I actually counted how many steps each contestant would go through to get the 6 targets, to make sure that everybody had an equal chance of, you know, that nobody had an advantage. So, you know, that was, you know, sort of my um, crowning achievement, I think, to design that maze so that any side that you came in, you'd have the same number of steps to get to the targets. And then putting it together was another challenge. Being able to put what was on paper and build it in the woods. And then I rebuilt it in Illinois. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I think that was a lot of fun. And I don't know if you all know, but the first year that we used it, it was made out of electric fence wire, and we put a solar charger on it. So it was a charged fence.
A lot of people think that's a myth, but it is true.
It's true.
Wow.
Crazy, but I love it.
Well, Kathi, now we'll put yourselves in a player's shoes. Are there any particular challenges that you want to participate in?
Anything that has anything to do with rope.
Noted.
I love putting challenges together that include rope, and I can't wait to try my hand at you know, doing them. So
So, Kathi, in all these years of Survival Challenge DWSC, are there any takeaways that you, based on your involvement with the event, that you have taken? Like anything about yourself, any connections that deep connections that you've made with people that you would like to share?
I think you know, overall, my circle of friends have expanded exponentially being involved with Survival Challenge. I now know people across the country, across the ocean. You know, my circle of friends have really expanded. And let's face it, you know, Maine is not considered a diverse state. You know, it's the diversity in Maine is relatively limited. And I'm honored and privileged to be able to say that my circle of friends are much more diverse than they would have ever been if I had, you know, stayed isolated in Maine. So for that, I'm very grateful. It's a great group of people.
Oh, wow.
It's a community. It's a community, right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely a family, you know.
yeah.
Keeps people around this long. So, you know, from season 1 to season 10, you know, it's a family. So
I can't even imagine not being involved with Survival Challenge
mhm.
going forward. It's been a little weird this year, you know, not participating in production. So
Well, speaking about this year, we are just about a little over 60 days out, Kathi,
I
from you
know.
getting to play Survival Challenge. So, what are your thoughts? What's going through your head as you have to get ready to be stepping foot out there?
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I picture myself like all the time, you know, going through the steps of a daily routine at Survival Challenge, you know, being in the game. So, you know, I'm kind of like preparing myself mentally to sleep outside and maybe in the rain, maybe being cold, you know, steeling myself for all of the possible uh, uncomfortableness, but at the same time, you know, being so grateful that I can experience the same thing that the players experience. And I think it'll help me going forward to, as I continue to be involved with Survival Challenge and designing challenges and stuff, having that firsthand experience. So I'm very excited.
So, and one final bonus question for you, Kathi. In one word with no explanation, give us a little bit more of how you are wanting to maybe play your game, how you see your game going forward into this season. Just one word, no explanation.
Determination.